that it's pretty hard to top being sworn in as vice president and then the Buckeyes win the national championship the very same day. But this is a hell of a start to a run because Marco is one of my favorite people in Washington. And, you know, he's a son of Cuban immigrants to this country. He grew up in very humble beginnings, but he has an incredibly deep love of our nation. He is a bipartisan solutions seeker, a guy who can actually get things done, but a conservative of great principle and great vision. And I think more than almost anybody that I've met in Washington the last few years, Senator Rubio, I think, understands the distinctive priorities of President Trump and why it represents such a significant and frankly important and needed departure from a generation of failed foreign policy. Senator Rubio will be the chief diplomat of the United States of America, but he will remain a friend. I'm proud to know him, and I'm proud to do this. So, Senator Rubio, thank you. I also, of course, want to thank President Trump for nominating Senator Rubio and giving me a first easy swearing in. This is the first time I've ever sworn in an official in the United States government. And I want to thank Senator Jim Risch and his family for making this easy. You guys got this done and got it done very quickly. 99-0, right? I think even I wouldn't have got close to 99-0. So, Senator Rubio, it's a great testament to your career of service. And this is a new chapter, man. But I think you're going to do great. So, great. So I think that we're going to administer the oath, and then, Senator, you'll say a few words. Is that right? Let's do it. Okay. So please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Marco Rubio.
I, Marco Rubio.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support and defend.
That I will support and defend.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
Against all enemies.
Against all enemies.
Foreign and domestic.
Foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely.
That I take this obligation freely.
Without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
Without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge.
The duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
The duties of the office of which I'm about to enter.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. Secretary.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President, for making time. It's been a busy 72 hours, yeah, maybe longer, but 96 hours, I guess. But first, I want to thank Jeanette, my wife, who has been so supportive. As the Vice President knows well, it's impossible to do any of these jobs we do here, including the Senate, but now in this new role, without the support of our family and particularly of our spouses. And so thank you for being supportive every step of the way. I would not stand here before you today without that. I'm also thrilled and grateful that all four of my children are here. They're the most important legacy any of us will leave behind. The most important job I'll ever have is that of a father and a husband, and I'm honored that they are able to join us. Amanda, my oldest, Daniela, my second, Anthony, our third, and then Dominic. I'm very happy they're able to see this today. I also want to thank my colleagues, Senator Risch and Ms. Risch, for joining us. He did a great job managing the committee, which brought us here to this point, but he's also been one of my closest friends in my time in the U.S. Senate. In fact, we, by reason of chance, certainly not by design, we wound up basically being first and second behind one another on seniority in every committee. So we even sat next to each other on the floor. So people thought it was a plot. It was not by design, but it's one of the most special relationships I've established. And obviously, it's an honor to be with the Vice President, who I think is going to be phenomenal. Someone I knew and admired and actually relied on for policy ideas before he was even elected to the Senate. And now will do an extraordinary job for the President. I can't think of a better voice for the world and for the President's policies. As far as the task ahead, President Trump was elected to keep promises, and he's going to keep those promises. And his primary promise when it comes to foreign policy is that the priority of the United States Department of State will be the United States. It will be furthering the national interest of this country. And he's given us a very clear mandate. President Trump's made it very clear. Everything we do, and this is true in government, but especially at the Department of State, everything we do must be justified by the answer to one of three questions. Does it make us stronger? Does it make us safer? And does it make us more prosperous? If it doesn't do one of those three things, we will not do it. And so that is the goal, and that is the task, and that is the promise that he was elected to keep, and that is the promise he will keep, and we will help him keep. It's a transformational moment. The United States, I think, is now, as President Trump pointed out last night, and I believe deeply, we are headed into a new era that I think will make the world a safer place. We have a president who yesterday, President Trump made clear in his inaugural speech that one of the primary goals of American foreign policies is the promotion of peace. Of course, peace through strength, peace and always without abandoning our values, but I think it's extraordinary that it's something that needs to be said and hasn't been said enough in recent memory. And we look forward to being a key part of helping the President achieve his agenda that he has a clear mandate to keep.